Our first story is about Sarah, who is excited for her date with Mark. They had matched on Tinder a few weeks prior and had great conversations. Mark seemed charming and thoughtful, a perfect gentleman. They agreed to meet at a trendy new restaurant downtown. The evening started off wonderfully. They enjoyed their meal and shared stories about their lives. But as the night wore on, Mark began acting strangely. He kept glancing over his shoulder and seemed increasingly paranoid. When Sarah asked him what was wrong, he brushed it off, saying he just needed some fresh air. Mark stepped outside and never returned. Sarah waited for over an hour, growing more anxious by the minute. She finally decided to leave, thinking she had been stood up. But when she got home, she found a message from Mark on Tinder, sent just moments before he disappeared. "They're watching me. Don't trust anyone." Mark was never seen again. Sarah later discovered that Mark had been involved in some dangerous dealings and had been trying to escape his past. To this day, she wonders who they were and if she had narrowly avoided a similar fate. Our second story is about Josh, who matched with a woman named Emily. Emily's profile was filled with beautiful pictures and interesting hobbies. They hit it off immediately and decided to meet at a local cafe. The date went well, but something felt off to Josh. Emily seemed distracted, her eyes constantly darting around the room. After their date, they continued chatting on Tinder, planning a second meetup. However, the day before their next date, Josh received a chilling message from Emily's account. "You need to stop seeing her. She isn't who you think she is." Josh was perplexed and confronted Emily about the message. She claimed her account had been hacked and brushed it off as a joke. Reluctantly, Josh agreed to meet her again. But during their second date, he noticed something terrifying. Another woman, identical to Emily, watching them from across the street. Panic set in, and Josh made an excuse to leave. He later learned that the real Emily had a twin sister who had gone missing years ago. The woman he had met was not Emily, but her sinister twin who had taken over her life. Josh deleted Tinder and moved to a new city, haunted by the thought of the doppelganger who almost ensnared him. Our final story involves a man named David who matched with a woman named Anna. Anna was stunning and seemed to have a mysterious allure. She invited David to her place for their first date, a charming but old house on the outskirts of town. The night started off well, with Anna giving David a tour of her home. But as they moved through the house, David began feeling uneasy. He noticed strange symbols carved into the walls and heard faint whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. When he asked Anna about it, she smiled cryptically and said, "This house has a lot of history." Things took a darker turn when David excused himself to use the bathroom. As he washed his hands, the lights flickered, and he saw a shadowy figure in the mirror behind him. He spun around, but no one was there. When he returned to the living room, Anna was gone. David searched the house, but found no sign of Anna. He tried to leave, but the front door was locked, and his phone had no signal. Panic set in as the whispers grew louder, and the shadows seemed to close in on him. He finally managed to break a window and escape, running all the way home. David later learned that the house had been abandoned for years and was rumored to be haunted by the spirits of its previous occupants. Anna's profile disappeared from Tinder, and David was left with the haunting memory of the night he barely escaped the haunted hookup. These stories remind us that sometimes The most innocent encounters can lead to the darkest experiences. Always be cautious when meeting someone new and trust your instincts. Thank you for joining us for these terrifying tales. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more chilling content. Until next time, stay spooky.